Good morning. Sorry,
Yeah, how
sir.
are you?
Fine, sir.
Okay.
My laptop. You see, I ended up using phone. Let me show you. Look at it. You see what it's doing. See,
Oh,
I don't know what happened.
oh,
And before I set it up, then I left it. I just relaxed because I said, okay, let me wait until it's time. We're already on live and we're talking. Hello, sir.
yeah.
So how are you, sir?
I am very fine. And you too?
Yeah, I'm very well. So welcome to our live. Thanks for joining us, Pastor Eric.
Thank you for playing host to me.
Yes. I'm so glad to see you again. It's been a while. So, Pastor Eric is introduce yourself, sir. Or
Okay.
should I introduce you?
So, viewers, my name is Eric,
Mm-hmm.
speaking to you at this moment.
Okay. You're not just Eric now, you're Pastor Eric.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so we will be we have a topic before us that she she ruined her life. Yeah, it's the hi viewers. Please, if you are available, please join us on live. We are going to be discussing. Yeah, we have one person here too. So we'll be talking about this a lady. Her name is Kaylin. So literally ruined her own life because she discovered a text message in her boyfriend's phone. Before then, actually, she had there was an issue, a little bit of issue, not a bad one because the mom, who was a teacher in the school, was fired. She was relieved of her duty, and they eventually moved from the city they were to another city. And she was a little bit affected in the sense that she was a sports person. She liked so many activities at school, or in the process she like miss her friends. Then I don't know if the same sport she used to do in her school, if they don't do it in her present school. So because from the analysis, it shows that she was not able to do most of those activities anymore. Anyway, that's aside. So coupled with the fact that the mom was also relieved from her duty as a teacher, and because of that, she was a little bit upset, and she already had a boyfriend in her high school, and somehow she discovered a text message in her boyfriend's phone, which means her boyfriend was already has started dating another girl. So that was how she was in her brother's house at that moment. She went into her brother's room. She picked up the gun. Her brother was not even aware. Her brother was outside as well. So that was how she pulled the trigger on us. And she was, I wouldn't say she's lucky because though she's alive, but she was unlucky because the trigger, the gun went straight into her, I think her eyeballs. Yeah. Her face generally got destroyed. And we, okay, we'll say thank God they had some medical experts, some special doctors who took up the case. And it was also a case of experiment for them, in quotes, because they were able to find someone who she was also the other lady in question that they use her face right now to make up Katie's face. She was a drug addict, in quotes, and I think something happened that she was about to die. So she decided. to donate her face to KD. So presently, KD is living on that person's face. Her own face was totally removed. It was also a dream come true for a group of professionals. Hello, sir. Yeah, so it was also a dream come true for oh network. So it was also a dream come true for a group of professionals because yeah, doctors, because that was the first surgery they've ever carried out on human that that survived it. Though even if she survived, but I think she's a little bit she's having an issue with the sight and all that. But she's alive today. She goes all about telling people that mental health is real, that people should learn to talk to people why they are facing issues like that. So we want to hear from you because you are a pastor. This is Pastor Eric of CGMI, Church of God Mission. So Yaba branch. So we want to hear from Pastor Eric to know if that was the right decision she took. If yeah, at least let's start from there. So what do you think? What's your take on that decision from her?
For um, bring.
You're welcome. Oh my God, the network is so bad. The network is bad.
Like I
Oh my goodness, we're having network issue with Pastor Eric. Oh my God.
okay, it's too again now. Hello. Yeah, viewers, very sorry for the network issue. Now, like I said, thank you for bringing me up at this point in time to um, speak on this wonderful story. Wonderful in the sense that, um, yes, she has learned a lesson now
Mhm.
and doing great thing with the lesson by becoming an ambassador speaking against such characters.
Yeah.
But then I think it is a lesson that is being learned from the hard way. All right. What has happened to her, what has happened to her ordinarily shouldn't have happened
Hmm.
if Katie was totally informed on how to handle emotional issues and trauma related issues also. This case now that is coming up, there are a lot of issues that are rising out of it. First, how old was this girl when she got involved in this act? Secondly,
Uh-huh.
what kind of a relationship existed between her and her parents?
Okay.
Now, these are
Yeah.
issues that should be put into perspective before we can address this issue properly.
Okay. As at the time that act was carried out, she was about 18 or 19. Yes. But she started dating her boyfriend, the high school boy, when she was about 17. So when this act happened, she was about 19. So which means she was an adult. So the her relationship with her parent was really cordial. They had a very good relationship. Even up to now, even after carrying out the act, now that she's a kind of vulnerable, should I say so? Because they have to literally take her to wherever she has to go now. So they are even more, even before now, you can tell, or you could still tell if you go ahead and watch, you can see that they were very close before. She was only being emotional because she could not carry out some of her activities she used to do, being a sports girl. So apparently, I think what I got from there was that her present school, her new school, probably they didn't have that facilities, or they were not so much into that activities, all those sport activities. She was a footballer. She plays. She does all kinds of sports. So she was already upset, and she had a little bit of health issue too. That I think her gallbladder something was, no, appendicitis. Yes, there was an operation that was carried out as well. So that was removed. So on a good day, she was already emotional before her that's before her boyfriend, or she discovered or detected that a text message in her boyfriend's phone. But her relationship with her parents shows that they were really good. Everything was fine. She had a good relationship with her.
Well, yes, good for good. The analysis you gave looks good, but you see, why I'm asking about the relationship between KD and her parents is because first, parents should be the best uh, confident that children have. All right.
Hmm.
Now, if there was this mother child or parent child cordial relationship,
Hmm.
I think she would have been bold enough to tell her father or her parents what she was going through. That is one. Then, secondly, they would have also been able to detect when her mood changed. Because what we are talking now is not just something that happened instantaneously, it is something that build up over the time. For instance, changing of school.
Hmm.
When she got to the new school and the sporting activities were not there, like you said, I think she must have been able to tell her parents that look, this new school, I am not enjoying some of the facilities that I enjoy in the previous or the former school.
Yeah.
All right. Now at that point, what was the response of the parents? All right.
Okay.
Then when her mood started changing, when it started affecting her psychologically, all right, what was the response of the parents, all right, then the school where she attends also, if a new person also come into a school, and I think they have counselors, they have experts who can detect when a child's mood fail, all right. Now,
Okay.
what were their own responses to the needs of this girl? Why was she not able to confide in anybody? She couldn't confide in her brother. She couldn't confide in her mother. She couldn't confide in her new school, the teachers or the counselor. You see, there are a lot. There was a disconnect between her and the immediate society around her. So
Okay.
this could be some of the factors that should be explored to be able to get to the root of what actually happened. How come all the people around her, nobody could notice
Okay.
that her mood was changing?
Okay. I want to talk about something like talking of the parent, the disconnection. Now, as a person, for me, or let me use some what we see these days, like that there are some people, they don't just want to. Of course, I'm very sure about the school activities because they didn't just move out of the. She didn't just change the school. The environment, they change their states entirely. So, which means, with what I'm saying, it's like moving from a town to a countryside. a kind of village where you don't get to see much as when you were in the city. Now, that was number one thing. Now, looking at the side of the parents, it wasn't something they could change because, one, financially, things were no longer the same the way it used to be. So, on that, I believe they must have spoken to her about that and the brother that, okay, due to the fact that I, as a mother, I'm no longer working with that particular school, and now financially things are no longer the way it used to be. So, therefore, we can no longer stay or fit in this society anymore or where we used to stay. So, we have to look for a cheaper environment. Now, you know that some of us, there are some children, even when they agree, they just agree based on the fact that at that point she couldn't do things on her own. So she moved with her parents unhappily. Like she's not really happy because one, she was going to miss her friends and some of those stuff. Now they are in a new environment. I believe and I strongly believe that the parents must have talked to her, but on her own part, she was more in her brother's place because if you watch the video, you discover that this thing happened in her brother's place, which means her parents were not even there. So that shows that the brother was living in a different, maybe in the same city but in a different place. So she was in her brother's house when she carried out that act. So, but talking about her relationship with her, when you're talking about mood, there are times person like me, I can pretend to the world that nothing is happening. Except you are very close to me. That is when I can allow you to see my mood. There are times even oh, this network. So there are times even when the house that I live, nobody knows what is going on. But when I get into my room, I am someone else. So sometimes we have the ability to control our mood even while at school, that nobody can detect except you allow someone to know that, yes, something like this is going on. For me, that's what because I do it a lot, a lot. I can be with you, we laugh, we joke, I can even eat with you as if nothing is going on. But when I get into my closet, I might just be crying, doing other things. But when I heard a knock or someone call my name, I'm just going to be a different person. So to me,
Well,
that's what I think, or that's what I saw about when it comes to someone saying, "Oh, I why is your mood like this and all that." So I think she could have been doing that all along that nobody knew what was going on. Oh, we're having network issue, right? Oh my God. Sorry guys, the network is fluctuating with my pastor. Mm, okay. Oh my God, we're having a network issue. Too bad.
yeah.
Oh God.
Sorry for this network is
The
just
network is just fluctuating.
fluctuating. Yeah. Like I said earlier, that it appears that you are making case for immediate environment. Achieve with that anyway. They see
Yeah.
one thing is certain. Um, every adult who is in a position to take care of people around them should be very, very to detect when that is shown to people, no matter what it is, at least somebody somewhere should be able to detect it. Now, look at this instance, like I mentioned earlier, the school couldn't, the parents couldn't detect. Her own brother, that you said, okay, she used to stay there, or she maybe she was staying, she was closer to the brother. That one couldn't detect it. All right. Then friends also, one of our friends from the former school. All right. None of these people were
Yeah,
able to
sir,
notice
okay, sir,
because
there is something. The friend, she was no longer in her former school, so she was of a distance because where they moved to
yes,
is quite far from her former school. So she wasn't,
in
those
this
things,
time,
no, there was nothing like that when she was in her former school. It was when they moved. That was when things changed for her, generally. If you watch the video, yes, that was when she totally changed because they moved from that city to a new city. So that was when the whole thing just changed.
well, maybe, but you see, it also boils down to what kind of message was she hearing from home. All
Okay.
right. Were
Yeah.
they complaining? Were they nagging? Were there issues of, oh, maybe the people around us, you know, life has treated them badly? You know, all these things could be a factor that should be traced for us to be able to know why she actually did what she did. All right? That is on that part anyway. But for whatever reason, what she did wasn't an option. All right?
Yeah.
Wasn't an option because the consequence is there, the stigma, she will have to live with it all her life. All right? So based on this, I think it wasn't just proper for her to have taken that part. But then coming to the discussion, you see, um, this lady in question, all right, yes, she's doing a good job now, trying to prevent people from getting to that mood. I think um, part of what should be done now is that um, I wish somebody can get across to her to actually find out at what point, apart from the issue that you raised that she changed school and all of those things, all right,
Hmm.
what were the things she was hearing,
Okay.
the things she was reading, what were the the reaction within that immediate environment. All of these things could help in
Yeah. I
unraveling the circumstances that led to this.
yeah, I think the major with the analysis, the major thing that led to her pulling off that trigger was her relationship with her boyfriend. So it was when actually we just they just those factors, they just felt it contributed, but the major factor was the fact that she discovered a text message in her boyfriend's phone. Probably they were together, or maybe the boyfriend just take a step out and she checked. So she discovered a text message, which means her boyfriend was already dating someone else. That and so the discovering of the text message led to their breakup. Yes.
Okay.
So it was when they now broke up. So it was the relationship that triggered her from, I mean, to pulling off. So she thought, oh, okay, this guy has broken my heart. There was no need to leave and all that. So she went and so that was the major factor, relationship with a man. So the question is, should a woman, or I think it's vice versa, should anybody actually take a gun or do anything stupid, harm themselves because of a relationship breakup or because of so that is the major factor. That was a major reason for doing that.
Okay, I think in answer to that is emphatically no. There
Okay.
is no reason for anyone to take their life because of another person. Now, come to think about it now, the boy that sent the text message is living his normal life now,
Sure.
all right? And the girl is now going through pain. And nothing will make that boy to come back again to say, oh, I am sorry, I want to marry you. It won't happen again.
Course
All right?
not.
So there is no reason why anybody should feel inferior before another person. Because if she had known her worth, if she had known her worth, if she had a good moral background, first and foremost, she would have known that engaging in such relationship for her, because she would love to go to university, and she wasn't thinking about all those ones. She wasn't thinking about planning for herself. She wasn't thinking about completing her program, which would have been most appropriate for her. You know, if uh, she was so keen about fulfilling her ambitions, I think those things would have had to know that look, she had a role to play in living a good life for herself. So people should be taught to pursue their life irrespective of circumstances around them. All right, they should know that their life is their life. Whatever harm that they bring to themselves or somebody bring to them that is capable of stopping them from fulfilling their life goal, they should try as much as possible to avoid it.
Okay. Yes, that's a good answer. And I also have something to ask again because yeah, when we're talking about, we know that sometimes it's actually not easy to bear when such things happened. Anyways, because it's a difficult situation when you know that, most especially when the guy had already promised marriage, that okay, we are getting married. Now, even if at a point she told the guy, no, I think we're still too young to ever think of getting married. But in the process, she thought it like she thought it wise, or she felt it is wise. Why not? You can be in a man's house and still further your education if that is what the case is, and she agreed to. And at this point, I'll have this to say: if as a guy or as a man, you saw a girl, you promised that okay, I want to let us get married after our high school or whatever it is, which I know that it does happen in this part of the world. It's not like it is actually in Nigeria. We Most of us we say, "Oh no, you have to complete your university." No, here I have seen so many times. You see, 18 years old child boys, and they are married. Maybe just after their high school. And the second, the truth, the one thing about them is that even after their marriage, you can see that they might not even have their children until they still continue. Whomever wants to go to school, they go back to school. They are still schooling, but they are already staying together as husband and wife. That happens a lot in this part of the world. Even before getting married, even if they are not married, you see the two of them living together. They just finished their high school, so young. You just see the both of them. Say, oh, okay, yeah, we decided to be living together. Our parents want to. We already talked to our parents. They gave us their their whatever, so their permission to do that. So the both of them, they are living together. You see this one, you say, oh, I'm in the university of this. The other one say, okay, I'm in the college, but they're already living together. Now, in that process, when you know that you already have a commitment with a woman, what could be the issue? Why should how do I put this question? Why should a man or a woman think, okay, fine, I'm already in here with this person. Now, what could have led to the guy saying, okay, or to him going for another woman? Because sometimes I do like I do think about it that okay, now you're already committed to someone. So why would you want to go for someone else when you know that if you do it, it's going to, of course, it's going to affect your partner, in quotes. So what is the reason behind that?
Well, I may not be in a position to say the reason behind it because something I've not done by myself. So I wouldn't say there's a reason behind it, all right? But then, all right, but then I think it is a case of wrong foundation, all right?
Mhm.
Foundation at this point now has to do with the belief. Now, how, like you just explained, two persons consented in the first place. In the first place, when they agree to say we want to. Now, marriage is a consent. All
Sure,
right,
sure.
marriage is a consent. Now, I'm going to speak now from the biblical point of view. When
Hmm.
people have agreed and consented to get married, that is the final decision.
Hmm.
All right, and no other party should be allowed to become a third uh,
The third party.
boyfriend or a second girlfriend. All right,
Hmm.
such things shouldn't come up at all because uh, two persons, I believe that they trusted themselves. They claim to have loved themselves. All
Sure.
right, and if they have gotten to that point of agreeing to say, we want to stay forever as husband and wife, they
Hmm.
should stick to it and not allow any other party to come between them. So, if they have done this, if they have known the value
Hmm.
of sticking to one's decision, I think they wouldn't have gotten to the point of saying, I used to love you. I no longer now I've seen something in another person and
That you
I
don't
want to
have.
go for that person.
Hmm.
So it was a case of insincerity and misplaced uh, uh,
Priority.
love.
Love. Okay. 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 That's okay. But we now find out that generally, let's speak on a general note now. But we now find out that generally now we've seen relationship is no longer, well, I wouldn't say now. I think it has been. Maybe if it's now more, I don't know if it is more now or if it is still the same, but in quotes, everything is even to the married people, to the married couple as well. I find out that okay, I'll use someone as an example. Okay, I'm just yeah, what I saw my own. A Christian brother you are, and your wife is somewhere dating someone else, and in quote you feel, oh no, I'm a man, I can't stay like that. So, and you are a Christian brother. What do we call that as well?
Well, that is infidelity. There's no other word to use. That's absolute unfaithfulness to the values of marriage, right? No matter where it is, whether it is in Europe, in America, in Africa, anywhere, a Christian is a Christian, all right?
Mhm.
And there are values that Christian couples uphold to, irrespective of location, must hold on to the truth. The sanctity of marriage must be maintained. So whether it is a issue of I am somewhere else, my wife is somewhere else, it doesn't count. All right. What matters is that there was a consent, and that consent has to be maintained to the end. Unfaithfulness is not to be tolerated in any way, whether it's on the part of the man or from the part of the woman. I see some people say, "Okay, I'm a man. Man is at liberty to flirt around." It is not true. All right. Okay, I'm a woman. Look, I have emotional feeling. No, it is not true. Stick to the agreement you had from the beginning. Stick to it and stay put. That is the beauty of marriage.
Okay, coming to that, because you literally just talk about distance right now, whether the person is in this or is in that. But I also have this to say, or have this question, because it's all border on the story of Katie, right? So I'm only trying to expand it.
Bring us back.
So yeah, bring up other. So now, if we're talking about distance, do you think spouses, husband or wife, couple, do you think one person should travel without the other, knowing fully well that, though sometimes they will say, "Oh, I don't know it was going to happen like this," but now that people are becoming aware that this thing is not as easy as we think or as we thought, and we find out that people are still doing it more. You think, is it advisable actually to leave your spouse behind while you travel to a long distance alone, not even knowing what is going to become your fate the when it comes to the permission of you staying where you are, before thinking of even bringing in maybe your family or something? Is it advisable? Is it something you want to do as a man?
Well, for me, it's no. All right? No, in the sense that it's not advisable. But then that does not mean that people will not do it. All right?
Sure.
But whatever action anybody is taking, know that there are consequences,
Hmm.
positive or negative. All right? Now, the consequences are okay, I, I want to do this. All right? No matter what it is, I will stick to
Hmm.
whatever fits that comes my way.
That comes,
All
okay.
right.
Hmm.
So if you are moving like that, move with your mind, move with sincerity, move with commitment to relationship you had before moving. All right. So you must be ready. That's why before such thing should be done, the two I mean, the husband and the wife must look at, okay, this decision we want to take, what is our gain? This decision we want to take, what of if it did not happen the way we expect it? How do we handle it? All right. So
Hmm.
when they look at all of this together and agree, then point they can bear whatever outcome, whether it turns out positive or it turns out negative. So the two of them should discuss it. It is not something that somebody should just wake up and say, okay, I want to travel, I'm going to Jamaica, I'm going to Canada, I'm going to London, and you wait. When I am established, I'll come and carry you. Sometimes experience has shown that it is not too easy. All right, it's not too easy. So when people want to get involved in that, they should look, okay, if it works, fine. What if it do not work? All right, how do we handle ourselves? So it is that agreement and the faithfulness to that agreement that will help them wherever they are and however they live. That's my take about it.
Okay, because yeah, the faithfulness. Now, when we're talking of faithfulness, when you have the commitment, and maybe your original plan was okay after 2 years, latest 5 years. However, on getting to that location, you now saw that you spent 10 years and nothing is happening yet, and your partner is somewhere like lamenting, oh no, our original plan supposed to be 5 years. Now, how are we going to do it? I can't wait, most especially when it comes to the ladies. They felt my time is running out, because as a lady you don't expect, of course, there's always a different kind of mindset. It's not mindset, I think that is it actually, that ladies is it should I say fade out easily than the men. So when we're saying commitment, it means we're saying even if in quotes the both partner have to stay 20 years, 15 years before things stabilize for them to either return to pick the person or whatever it is. So don't you think in that process, no matter the agreement, if the time or whatever elapses, what they both thought, maybe they felt, oh, this thing is going to happen between this time to this time. If it didn't happen, don't you think there is every tendency for any kind of unfaithfulness or something to come in?
Well, there's no justification for immorality, no justification for it. All right, no matter what, even if we say it's pressure or whatever, no justification for it. That is on one side. Then, secondly, you see, I hope viewers, we're not talking just about those who are intending to marry.
So,
All
okay.
right, if it is those who are intending to marry, there is no consent, it's just an intention. All right, they can break up anyhow. But if it is those who are legally married, all right, who are legally married, that's why I say that they should discuss it.
Okay.
They should agree. They should be ready to bear each other's burden. Then, even to a larger extent, even if it's those who are just a mere relationship that they want to, they have agreed. Once you give your word, let your word what goes in your mouth. Let your yes be yes. Let your no. You see, when it's a matter of priority, the question is, do I prefer my ambition? Do I prefer my ambition to my love life? Or I prefer my love life to my ambition? Those are questions. All right. Now, uh, if I venture into a business, all right, and I get to the business community and the business is not working, do I stay there because the business is not working to the detriment of my future? No. All right. So if all effort was to bring my family over to where I am and it's not working, then I have to prioritize. Because most time, some of these things, some people prefer, okay, as long as it's good for them, particularly men, as long as it's good for them, anything that happened to the woman doesn't count.
That's exactly what I wanted to
You
say.
understand? Anything that happened to the woman doesn't count. And there they are there enjoying themselves, living their life, and they put peg, particularly from our African part of the world, all right, where we Africans, we value marriage. And because we value marriage, we value the vows that we make in marriage. So we are committed to it. All right. Now, because we are committed to it, whatever agreement that is reached is bound to be kept. So if the man now travels and say, okay, this man, because the family are aware, we have done our traditional marriage, let me keep her in bondage. I think that is wickedness on the part of the man. Vice versa, if it is the woman also that is playing out that same thing, is also wickedness. So they should get to a point where say, look, I prefer my love life. Let us rethink. Let us find a way to balance it. Where else can we go so that we can be together? What else can we do so that we can have this our marriage work? So each one of them must sacrifice something. There must be something that somebody, now that's how to show that you love. There must be something that, you see, love is expensive, very, very expensive. If you claim to love and you are not losing anything, there is nothing you are giving up to protect that your love, you don't love. So
Okay.
part of it is what is happening to some people, that some many people, is that they claim to love, but there is no price they are paying for that love. There must be price you are paying. There must be price.
Okay.
All right. If
Thank
I
you.
travel anywhere, my priority is my home, my wife, and our children. All right. So that will make me, anywhere I am, while I am there, my heart is at home. All right. If I travel and I go out for outreach, yes, because every time we're always talking. We're always talking. You see, that bond will make me to want to protect, to come back immediately to come and meet. That bond is what will make me to not see any other person as something, somebody that can replace my wife. Nobody. So
Okay. So,
people should get to that point in
all
their
right.
journey of life.
Thank you very much for that answer. But also, because yeah, you just made a point that maybe that is you. But there was a time I was talking to a particular lady then back home. They already have grown like three children, and though the husband, things were not working, and there was a cousin of the husband in America who said, "Okay, fine, let me sponsor your husband." But I advised her on my own part that no, don't let your husband go alone unless you don't want your husband back. Because most times, once they get abroad, most especially America and some other parts, of course, abroad generally, when a man stays too long without maybe paper and all that, sometimes they will have no choice than to get married to get their paper. And sometimes, in so doing, that marriage can lead to reality because sometimes they just say, okay, it's for paper. Most especially when the lady is single, even as a single mother, she really needed a man in her life. So after doing that, before you know what is happening, the bond, before you know what is happening, the real thing will start. So then it will be hard for your husband to return home. But she made a statement because I'm only saying this based on, she said, what else do I need? I have my children. The only thing I need from him is for him to go and be bringing in money. You understand? So that brings me to, oh, I
That's
said, okay,
interesting.
it's just the money. He said, of course, because what is the use of him being here and he can't provide for the family? And so let him be there, even if he's married, of course. If he's able to be sending money for us, for me and my children, that's all. So what do you think about that? What's your take on that?
Now, she's just, I think, narrowly minded. What of if he gets there and the money is not coming?
Of course, to everybody in Africa or to everybody who is not living abroad, they think or their mindset is that, oh, when you get abroad, there's money no matter what. Coupled with the
You
fact
see,
that, of course, it's the cousin that wants to help him. Maybe they must have looked for a job for them. But even as a dad, whether or not, should should a spouse or just focus on the fact that yes, because things are not going well with the husband, not even minding the fact that if he get there, let him, he can marry for all she care, but what she wants from her husband is the ability to put food in the table, no on
Yes.
minding what he does or whatever.
Yes. That's why I
Whether
said that.
uh-huh.
That's why I said that I mentioned the issue of value. The value you place on your marriage matters a lot. The
Mm.
value you place on your relationship matters a lot. Now, if the value you have on your relationship is something that you can trade off for money, is something that you can trade off for some casual uh, things like Esau did in the Bible, all right, it's fine. But the consequences will soon tell. The consequences will soon tell. Because, okay, let me just go and get money. The woman may be thinking it's just 2 days, all right? She may be thinking it's just going to be for 1 month.
She said she
But
doesn't care. Let him
I
whether
can
he
tell
comes.
you,
But he like what she pointed out. She said she was blunt about it. For all she cared, let him be there, but just be sending money
and
for me and my
let them
children.
also check what is the value, what is the level of commitment of that woman to that marriage. Because for her to easily say, look, I am trading off my marriage for maybe $20, maybe $1 billion, man, something is wrong. Something is wrong. There's no money that is more than that. Because you see, um, how long can this woman also stay faithfully waiting for this man? What is the answer that this woman will give when the children start asking, where is our father? Because she is just saying, okay, money. She's not looking at the emotional part, the trauma that the children will go through not having a father by their side. Not that the father is late. There are so many things that money can't give. Bond between a father and a father and children. If that bond is not there, money can't buy it. There will always be a day when the children will say, "Oh, how I wish our father is here." They may have all the food at home, they may have all the money at home, but what of that? Because the woman is just talking about herself. Let them go. But what about the children? The psychological effects of growing up and not seeing your father for 10 years and your father is alive.
Yeah, that I
So to
think
me,
that sorry to cut you to come in, sir. You know that talking about children, that's another thing. When children are growing up, you see, like there are cases where even when the both of them live together, there are cases when the woman dominates when it comes to the children. That the children, of course, we've seen that cases, even most especially here, that they don't have regards for their father, even if their father live with them. So what I mean is there are some situations that even if the man, because based on what she was saying, that she doesn't even care if he has to get married, but what she care about is, yes, just like you rightly said, the bond, what's going on in their home, how is their marriage like? Yes. Now, I also think she has the ability, or if she has not started doing it by telling the children that you can see that your father is not contributing to the growth of or to your education or to anything and all that. In so doing, because when you start talking to your children like that, apparently you're bringing down your partner before your children. So sometimes you see some children, when you start doing that, they no longer have regards for their father, even if he's not even coming back. Provided, in quotes, the money their mother wants. If the money is coming in, they are living their life, okay. For all they care, our dad is somewhere. He's bringing us money. They talk on video call, they talk on phone. That's it for them, for some children, anyways. So it's because we talk about maybe the psychological effects of the children. These days, I've seen that some people, they even live together, their children don't even talk to their father. That is because probably their mother said, "Oh, your father is this." If they have an issue, you end up telling your children. You can see what your father is doing. You can see before you know it, their children is out. Anyway, that's a topic for another day. But it's because we talk about the children having psychological effects for not seeing their father. That's why I just chip in that, anyways. So, well, on the part of, yeah, you said it all. You said it all, like the bond, their relationship before. But I think we are beginning to see many marriages, broken marriages, because of long distance. Oh, my husband is not back. I can no longer wait. I have to date someone else. Of course, the man, most
Yes,
of the
yes.
men, sir.
Yeah, you see, those things will always, that's what I talk about the value that
Hmm.
people place on you. You see, everybody must define what is my stake, what is my contribution, how much do I value this relationship. Now, if I value it as I value my life, I think I would also protect it because if anybody is sick now, what do? They go to look to for drugs, medicine to take to get well. All right? Why? Because they value their health. So if also my marriage, my relationship is moving in the opposite direction, I should as well, like I will go to the doctor and whatever prescription the doctor gives me, I religiously obey it because I want to be well. All right? So I should also look in, okay, what am I doing? What am I not doing right? Now, like you mentioned the issue of when we're talking about the psychological effect about the on the children, you see, every time I am away, when my children calls, when are you coming back? You know, it sends a signal into me. All right, it sends a signal. When are you coming back?
Yeah,
Are you coming back today? Are you coming back tomorrow? All right. Now, what happened if I, for my own selfish end, deny them that? What will happen to them if they grow with that mindset that look, our father never cares? That is on one part. Then on the issue of you mentioned the issue of okay, there are instances where a parent, one of them, dominates, and the other one appears to be irrelevant. You see, if person is contributing, you see, love draws people. I may not have the money, I may not have the knowledge, or about if I have love for my children or for people around me, you see, they may deny everything, but they won't deny the love. Love is contagious. All right. So play my role. They know if a child pew now, all right, he knows the one who comes around to clean their mess. So when the child look around, both parents may be there. But you see, but there's a particular one, say, either mommy or daddy, come and help me. Why? Because the child feels comfortable in the hand of that particular partner.
exactly.
So you see, so in each one, whether the mother, the issue of the mother is dominated, you see, each person should, okay, why are my children not accepting me? Why are they not accepting me?
Pastor, if we have to, if we have to go on that, there are so many factors to that too.
Yes, there are so
There are
many
so many,
factors,
there
but
are so
each
many
of those factors
factors to
should be
that.
dealt with.
Yeah, there are so many factors. I think I'm going to leave that topic for another time so that we don't
Okay.
have too
All
much
right. All right.
because if we want to look at that, when okay, let me just chip in one instances on the children aspect. You know, there was this Igbo man who um yeah, who by his wife, who killed his wife in the US, when of course the story went all over. Why? Because he brought his wife and his children to the US, and when they got to US, the wife started going to nursing school. But immediately she graduated from nursing school, the same children he has trained, because they are grown up. It's not as if they are they are like kids, right? I think from the look of things, like the first one had already graduated then. But he discovered that everything just changed. Like whenever he talked, the children would be like, "Oh, what? This is it." Because when immediately the wife started working in the hospital, they even he like she even called the police. They injected him from his own house, that the house he bought. So I think the only choice, because if the video was everything, he recorded it. He killed himself. He killed the woman, anyways. He
Yes.
killed, yeah, he killed the woman. He said, before he died, he said, "You set my own children against me. My children no longer, whenever I talk, they insult me. I don't know what I've done wrong. I brought you to America. I put you in the school. I paid your fees. I did everything. What did I do wrong? You started dating another man in the process, and I'm aware I didn't even say a word. You injected me out of my own house." He said, "Well, the only thing is, I'm going to do, I will kill you, and he will go to jail." But unfortunately, he killed her, called the police. And before he was even telling the police, "I'm going to kill her." And before the police got there, he ended it. So leaving the children. So you got the point. So
Yeah.
apparently he said, "Okay, if that is the case, you won't enjoy the children, or not even the children. Let the two of us go. Let the children, let's see if they will not live their life without us."
It still boils down to value. All right. Because if that woman had placed value on her marriage, she wouldn't have traded it up for nursing profession.
Of course, that
All
is
right.
that,
Now,
that,
you understand?
that is why I said
Then,
it's another topic for another day. But it's
yeah,
not just
well,
that.
maybe let's leave that.
Yes,
Let's leave
we'll
that
leave
for
it for
another
another day.
topic,
So
like you said. But
yeah,
I know that let's just leave it for another topic, maybe. But then, um, each parent should play their role. Like we started a lot of this discussion from the issue of the KD, all right?
Katie,
Like
yeah,
I said,
same.
I said earlier or at the beginning, you see, um, I do not have the details, like the fact now, but I know that there was a missing gap that the devil
Okay.
took
On
advantage of.
of Katie.
Yes, there was
On
a
that note,
missing
sir,
gap.
that's why I will indulge you to watch that video.
No, no, watching it wouldn't give the right answer. All
No,
right,
because if you
because
watch it, why I said you should try to watch the video, take your time, you will see that if the bond, because if you could see the mom of Kaden saying it, that she was a nice girl. She was, she's still there. She talk. She can still talk. She said the woman, the wife was, even the dad, because you can see that the man, in quotes, it's just because he said we shouldn't say that. The man, in quotes, is a very calm person. Yes, he's a minister. I'll bring it up now. He's a minister, as a pastor, but he's a very calm person. You can even see the two of them saying, "No, this girl." That's why I said sometimes we children, no matter how good you think you're watching out on them, we have the ability of pretending to the end.
pretense is relative. That word is relative. Now, let me tell you, all right. I'm
Okay.
working on a project, parental upbringing. All
Mm-hmm.
right, adolescent children. You see, the truth is this: each person should be careful. All right, each person should be observant
Mm-hmm.
because you see, I'm not trying to praise myself, but you see, there must be a point where the mood of this girl change. You see, these things, it is a build up to the point where she killed herself. Now, you see, what was the relationship between, I'm going to speak from the African perspective now, right? If a man or a young boy is coming to a home to marry, all right, the boy becomes a friend to the entire family.
Sure.
All right. Now, you see, these things people should find out or no, okay, what were those disconnect? It could be like it could be minor things that were not taken care of. All
Yeah,
right.
but Pastor, you know something because I know I'm saying this to based on some little bit of experience. You see, when I was much younger, I'll use myself. I was dating, right? If I had an issue, because I could not tell, because then my mom did not even encourage me dating anybody because she felt, Carol, do something else. You understand? I'm just putting that down. So there is this case where you want to pretend that nothing is going on. I'm telling you. You see this
You can,
mood,
yeah, you have
Pastor.
used
Yeah,
this word
Pastor.
over
You
and
see
over.
this mood you're talking about. See, when a child grows up to some extent, to some stage, you may not be able to read that mood anymore the way you used to.
Let me tell
It is
you
it will be
one.
that time. No, okay, let me come in. It is easier when they start dating. It is easier for their boyfriend to know that what is going on, because she wants to change that mood for her boyfriend to know that, because she needs some certain person. Except, I'll bring this in, but because you are a minister, of course, you expect your child, when your child start dating or courtship, when your child is in courtship, that's what we use. You expect to know the person. But there are cases where you don't know. Not you. Now that's, yes, some people don't know that, oh, my girl is already, or my boy is already involved in a relationship. Of course, when they are dating, you will know that, of course, there's these changes. They are not going to, there are some things they won't discuss with you anymore. The same
That
thing they
is
used to
true.
discuss with you when they were growing up. It's the shift. There will be a shift.
Yes, but let
That
me tell
shift
you.
now will not come to this person.
Let me puncture that thing you were just talking now. You see, you don't just suddenly become close to children when they become uh, adults.
No.
All right,
Mm-mm.
this is something. It's a build up. What have been the relationship from childhood? How much do they confide in you?
Mhm.
How much can they walk up to you and say, "Oh, this happened"? Are they afraid to even talk to you? Do they have the confidence that when they talk to you, you can advise them or you beat them? All right. Are they ashamed to speak to you? Those are, you see, the mother or the father figure or guidance should be
Yeah.
able to detect this on time. You can't be living for somebody and it's not friendly to you. It's not confident to tell you, oh, I have this challenge. You don't even know when, let's assume it's a female child, you don't even when she start, you know when she start menstruating, all right? You don't even know that, look, okay, look, I hope at least to an extent, you can
Hmm.
predict the menstrual cycle,
Yeah.
all
Sure.
right? They look, oh. by XYZ date. All right, this child should have, right. Look, you may not talk directly to the child, but look, oh mom, I hope the this child's sanitary pads are intact. All right, you see, when the girl at that age of innocence know that you care to that point, they will always want to talk to you. Yes, of course, there could be some strange characters here and there. All right. But when you are observant, when you take note of details, you will detect this. They can't hide it for so long. You understand? We grew up in the era where people write letters and all of those things, all right? But you see, somehow, if you are the type that shows concern, you can open their book and see that, look, there was a letter written somewhere. Do you understand? Even in this same era of technology, there should be a way. Okay, how do you monitor the thing they watch, the thing they read?
Sure.
How many times have you called them together and said, look, oh, come and tell me about you? How many times have you called them together as Christians and said, look, let's pray? You bring those things in the place of prayer. But most time, what do people do? When they want to preach, they use it to speak it as if it is, they demonize it. And once these children see that you demonize all of this, they won't come to talk to you again. There must be a level of confidence that these children have in their parents for them to be able to keep relating. Because if it is the foundation you lay that people will build on, so parents has to lay this foundation of fellowship. Okay, for instance, I'm a minister, all right? Members come to talk to me. Look, I am having this, I am having that, I'm there, all right? And if can give them cancer, then I also know that my child who is growing will at one point or that pass through that same stage. So I should also be able to give. For instance, so many years ago, in one of our branches, I was there. A pastor called me and said, "Look, this child was complaining of a young girl growing was complaining of pain within the lower belly. So and now, when the pastor said pray for her, I said okay. And I called this girl because I just at once look at her age, look at her physique, and okay, come. Are you menstruating? Do you have pain when she said yes? I say, go and get her analgesic. That settles it. Do you understand? Without binding, without casting out demons. Many persons would have started casting out demons. But it wasn't demon. It was a natural thing that happens to young people of that age. Do you understand? But the pastor that brought her to me said, pray for her. So it was later and I went to the pastor and said, this is what she was going to. This is I didn't know. See, knowledge matters a lot. There must be relation. You must care. Don't just care for people, members, and not care for your own. Care for your own. Care for those around you. You should be able to let them know you, so that anywhere they are, the first person to call is that, there was one girl also who was in the university. I took her to the school, all right, and when she had issue, she told them, "Don't call my father, call this person." And I came. They told me, the school management told me all that happened. I said, "Fine, don't worry." And I got home. I spoke to them. I called the parent. I told them, I said, "This is what happened. This is what about. This is what we are going to do." We're able to save the situation, and the girl returned home. And the following year went back to school. She completed her school. But you do know that if she having somebody to confide with, there are some of them that will live in the campus like that for 4 years and tell you at the end, say, I've graduated. Basically, people should have, they should have confidence. They should have friend. They should find friendship in you that will make them to relate with you to the point of telling you things. And when they tell you, Don't make issue out of it. Get solution. That's just it.
Okay, so thank you so much, Pastor Eric. We have come to the end of this live, and
Okay.
I sincerely appreciate you for your contribution. And well, I will agree to some extent, but and like I told you, we are going to have another time to actually talk about children and parents relationship.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah, yeah.
I
Very
know
well.
in the case of Kadin, it's actually led, of course it leads to that actually, because basically, yeah, there should be some level of relationship that will make your child to tell you, okay, mom or dad, this is what I'm going through. What should I do about it? But I think, yeah, the case of Kadin, it was just whom she was, because she even not even her friends, she didn't talk to anybody. So which means she's this kind of, I'm on my own. Like me, sometimes I do that. I don't want to talk to you about
Yes,
you.
even if she's on her own, somebody should find a way, all right, to break that out of her. We have
Well,
seen people
that's
who are moody here and there, but you see, you can make them best of friends also.
all right, no problem. I will agree with you for now on the so thank you thank you very much for
All
coming up with
right,
me today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
all
I
right,
I appreciate. So thank you, sir. So I'll book up another time to bring you up again for this topic, children and parents relationship, which
it's okay.
is an important topic to actually talk about anyways. So
All right.
thank you very much, sir. So
All right, thank
God
you.
bless you.
And
Yeah.
to every viewers anywhere, to any person who is in the same position with Kedi before she got herself
Oh, network. This is network, but thank God we are rounding up. So Pastor Network has just hung. So thank you so much, Pastor Eric. Thank you
all
to
right,
my
so
okay.
that's my say.
Yes.
And before we go, we want to say a very happy birthday to
Oh,
you.
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I appreciate.
All
I
right.
so much
So
appreciate.
we
So I'll talk
celebrate
to you.
you. We rejoice with you on
Thank you,
this
sir.
day the
Thank you.
Lord brought you into the
This network. Oh my God.
has started in your you will complete it and accomplish it in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
All
Thank you
right.
very
Thank
much.
you.
God bless you, sir.
All
Thank
right.
you, sir. I'll see you. I'll talk to you. Thank you, sir. Yeah,
All
bye.
right.
Yeah. So we've come to the end of live. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you in my next live.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you. Bye
you.
bye, sir. Bye bye, sir.
All right.
Yeah.